4 months. That's when I last uploaded a video about this engine. But that video was recorded like a month before it even went up, so maybe 5 months since I've done anything with this. But fucking hell, it's back. Ladies and gentlemen, I bet you never knew this existed. I present to you the Greyhound, version 3.0 in all of its glory? Sure. It's probably the ugliest looking thing I've ever made in terms of a train, but at the same time it looks sci-fi like when you look at the tender, like a spaceship on like rails, and there's so much to do. So let's jump straight into what I've actually done. So you'll notice this big black box on the front. You think, why is that there? When I was told about the quadruplex design for the Emerald Champion, the actual engine plans showed that there was a cab on the front of the boiler as well as the back. So I liked that idea and I went ahead with it. It is 8 blocks wide, 8 studs rather, and it features a cow catcher piece. That's all 3 of them being used now. It has 2 doors on each side. I do have some numbers on this one, so it's nice extra details. We do have someone inside too. Currently just one person, but more people will be added in there in later dates. I like the idea of using 2 doors. First of all, it's a bit easier for me to having to scavenge for bricks, and 2, it's just more of a creation of space and looks more good as a cab. If we look along the top of the cab, we've got some details like a little horn / whistle, whatever you want to call it. Actually, no, that would be more of a horn because the whistle is there. That's just another detail piece, and of course we have our headlight. And as we go down the boiler, we have the 3 main funnels when it was going to be a steam engine design without the cab face. And we have another one behind the whistle. And it has, so that's a 4884. And I like that design because I think it's more conventional. I was going to try and put another set of 8 wheels on, but it wouldn't have worked. It really wouldn't have worked, and I'm so happy with this look. And one thing you also notice, there's a gap between the wheels and the boiler. Now, I believe, because when I looked at like the 9F210, make sure you have a look at that because it's a nice British engine. Between the boiler and the wheels, there are some gaps. So I thought, well, let's try and save myself a bit of energy and some bricks and just not build anything there. And to be honest, it does look better than I originally thought. Not as nice knowing that there's a gap, but again, it's more helpful since I'd have to try and scavenge for more bricks to fill it in. And it just works. It really does look really nice. The pieces I've got are the 4x4 kind of square piece with a round piece on top. So it was more secure when it's stuck on there. It's not got the pieces that you would use on coaches. Like the 4x6 that keeps these wheels in for here. You'll know what I mean. You can see like the black pivot point there. Pardon the shadow. Awkward lighting. So let's move down the boiler. We got, I ordered 60 of these slope pieces, and almost all of them got used. 4 of them got taken off, as you can see in the middle here, which is just like a little elevated area, kind of just to create more different looks. As you can see, it's very plain going along the side. I intend on changing that drastically, don't worry about that. But going along the top again, just some more pieces added in for detail's sake. Some long pipe / rod pieces, whatever you want to call them. Some flexi pipe pieces here, some slopes. And the second cab, of course, is actually not empty. There is someone inside, but you can barely see them because it's quite dark right now. But, you know, just looking at that main thing, looks pretty cool. Well, it does to me. Shut up, okay? It's nice. Again, more details going on the top, but since it's all in black, it is a bit hard to see again with the shadow. Let me try and... there we go. I'm using my way over here. So professional. So yeah, it's much better to see these details now with the reflection and the shine. Looking good. Oh, the focus too. Thank you, camera. Again, dodgy camera. Allow it. So we move on to the tender, which looks more like a spaceship than a tender. And when you're trying to match it up to the train, it really doesn't work. for two reasons. First of all, what I just said. I mean, it looks... Ugh. But second of all, it's very, very low. Like, you can see the roof of it there. It's about midway through the boiler there. It obviously doesn't really fit, but at the same time, it's more scavenging for parts. I really thought I had more light grey pieces to hand, but I don't, which is quite annoying. And I don't have to fight ass about trying to get some more, but I will do what I can to make some more upgrades. But I do plan on using a couple more colours rather than just black, dark grey and light grey. Well, after all, it is the Greyhound, so it does make sense. Now, one thing you've probably noticed, or probably haven't noticed until now, these bogey wheels are grey, not black. That is because I have a little something called a Frisco Fe. It's a Santa Fe knockoff, which I have reviewed, so make sure you check that out. It's a kind of cheek plug. I won't put the link in the description this time. It's going to be like an all Greyhound video. I don't want to ruin it. You know what, scratch what I just said. I'll put the link in the description should you want to see it. But yeah, it's interesting that I had that because the only four wheels that I've got here came from that model. And I've always wanted to try and get some more of those for this. But going on to Bricklink, it was so expensive. And because obviously it came from Santa Fe models, and the Santa Fe as a set is really expensive anyway, so the pieces are going to be like, oh, it comes from this set, better cough up a couple of hundred. I'm like, fuck off. But yeah, I mean, let's put that tangent to a side and go back to this. So what was I talking about after about a minute and a half of Santa Fe? Spaceship tender, sure, let's just continue from there. So from the side you can see we've got some antenna pieces just for the sake of it being there. A mesh of pieces just for extra details and to fill in the gaps, and another spoiler style piece. I like how it looks on Big Red, so I thought, let's give it a go. Plus it does increase the height, even that doesn't match the roof on here. But overall, I mean, yeah, it's not too bad. Could be a lot worse. Now I do have plans for the tender to make it like a double tender sort of thing. And that is because I have two dark grey of these base pieces, and I might use them, but I want to make sure I have enough pieces to use first of all in order to make them good looking tenders. It would be nice to have another double tendered engine. It would be nice as well to have it the same height as the fucking cab. But that's for another day. So professional. Moving myself back to the other side. There we go. Horrible train, horrible review. Please don't unsub. So, there we go. To anyone who hasn't heard of the Greyhound before, you have now. When I first made a video on this, it was at least half a year ago. And some, because I was so excited. I thought, you know what, the Emerald Champion is doing so well. I really want to try and do something about making another one, if possible. And then the idea of all these grey pieces lying around, I thought, you know what, that's a good idea. Let's make a grey engine. And then the reveal video happened, and oh my god, that's probably the most iconic moment in the history of the BGN LEGO Railway. The Emerald Champion sitting there on a siding, and just this takes over. It will one day. It will one day. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.